Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy. My boy Whis has finally gone and done it. They've given him the sparking that he deserves as Whis, man. I feel like I've been saying for over a year, this man deserves a sparking. Finally got it. If you haven't heard the news, Dragon Ball Legends is adding this banner here, Legends All-Star Volume 13, to the game tonight, the night this video goes live on YouTube. And we are getting a sparking Whis and a sparking Tournament of Power Angel Golden Frieza. So another LOE buff. I'm not excited either. Just wait till I read you his kit, because I'll read both of these kits out for the people that haven't seen their kits yet after I explain my thoughts on the banner. I'm not excited about LOE getting more, but with these two units, I'm going to give you my opinion on if you should summon or not on this banner. And one big reason I'm going to say don't summon, like, on this banner is because of this. So the start date here, you can see this starts tonight, March 31st, and it goes until August 2nd. August 2nd. And no, before you think, oh, this is the website messed up typing this in, this is in the in-game news. This is in the in-game news in Dragon Ball Legends. There should be a screenshot somewhere that I'll edit in. It's going till August 2nd. This banner is here for 4 months. 4 whole months, ladies and gentlemen. So I would really just recommend you do dailies on it, because we have anniversary coming up, as I've mentioned, like probably in every video that I talk about summons. We have anniversary coming up, 4th anniversary, which you're going to want CC for. So keep saving right now. We still are going to get April's LF, because we're going to get our LF for April, whoever that may be. Maybe it'll be someone helpful for a team you run, or you'll be able to skip and continue saving for anniversary. Then we're going to get May's LF, because I believe last year for May, we got Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then at the end of May, they brought out the anniversary. So we'll probably still have May's LF before anniversary. So that's 2 more LFs that could be good and help out whatever tag you run. Maybe we'll get a regen LF in there for you regen folk. Maybe there will be a new future. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a Dragon Ball Saga. We'll have to wait and see. But I would really just do dailies, because unless you're trying to like showcase the unit, or something, you want to just have it like 14-star day 1. For most people who probably are not whales, I would truly, truly, truly implore you. I would beg you to just do the daily, save your CC, so that you can get, have the most CC available for anniversary. I originally was going to summon because this Frieza buffs Universe Survival Saga as well as LOE. I don't really care about the LOE part myself personally, but I would run him on Universe Survival Saga. And Whis only buffs God Ki because he's from the Resurrection F movie. This isn't a Tournament of Power Whis, because Whis did literally nothing in the Tournament of Power but sit there. But yeah, truly, do the dailies, guys. Do the dailies. If you just want to collect units in the game, like you view it as more a collecting thing than more of like a competitive PvP type thing, dailies is the way to go. Save as much CC as possible for anniversary, because I'm sure anniversary will be, amazing. I would be disappointed if it's not. Last year's was actually disappointing, because Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 was not good when he came out, and Zamasu wasn't that great either compared to like the other past anniversaries. But since then, they gave the plat to Gogeta, and Zamasu's been all right. But this is the units that are on the banner, so just so you can get an idea of the other units that will be on the banner. Of course, Whis and Golden Frieza have higher rates since they're the featured units. Again, Whis is a purple, and Golden Frieza, is a green. So now we have 2 green Golden Friezas, it seems. But you can see there's a lot of other units on the banner, nothing too exciting. It's an all-star banner, So that does mean if you do pull them, you can go and buy the missions for 2000 CC. So if you pull them one time, do the missions for 2000 CC, then you can get them to 6 stars. So if you do pull them on a daily, or you decide to summon some multis, whatever you, decide is best for you and what you want for happiness. Because that's my thing with these games. Even if I tell you it's a better idea to do the dailies to save, if it's going to make you happier to do the multis, hey, do what makes you happy. That's the point of life. But you can get these missions, get them to 6 stars, if you pull them one time. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now, for their kits. And so this will also factor into, whether or not you should summon for them. Now, they all are all-star units, so they're not like, godly LFs or ultras. But they do sound very interesting and good. So Whis at 14-star, level 5,000. First off, I should mention, where does it say that he's a... there it is, support type. He's a support type, so his stats are not necessarily like the greatest thing you've ever seen. His defenses are pretty solid at 163 each. Blast attack 241, or 241, not bad. 231 strike. Again, he's a support type. He's not meant to go out here and be your damage dealer. You're meant to run him to support your other units. You're probably going to be running him on God Key with Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. You can run him with Goku and Vegeta. Any of the God Key units, that you're running right now. Beerus, whatever you decide to run him on God Key with, you can do so, and he's meant to support your other, more big-time damage dealers. His main ability, Divine Instruction. It'll restore ally health by 20%. You'll shorten ally substitution by 3. You also apply a buff effect to nullify attribute downgrades up to 3 times to allies. And you will inflict all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to health restoration for 30 timer counts. And inflict all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 5 to blasts and strike arts costs for 15 timer counts. So, as you can see, his main here, all about helping out the team. Getting you to have faster substitutions, nullifying attribute downgrades to your allies, healing your allies, and then hitting your enemies with, health restoration so they can't heal up as much. And also it costs more ki for them to do things. It's also a rather quick main, only 15 timer counts. His first unique, Transcendent Technique. You can see here it increases your own arts card draw speed by 1 level. This cannot be canceled, so that's huge. Whis gets art card draw speed. You'll apply the buff effect to nullifies enemy special actions when changing cover for 60 timer counts. So for the first 60 timer counts, they can't cover change your Whis. So that's actually pretty big, because obviously cover changes can be annoying, can disrupt your whole flow. So being able to not have that happen is pretty nice. He'll also give plus 20% to damage inflicted of allies, and this cannot be canceled. So your teammates will be doing more damage. So even more damage for Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue, LF Vegeta, Evolution Vegeta, all those God Key units you could be running out there. He also applies the Fallen effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. So this is every time he comes in. You'll see he gets plus 80% to damage inflicted. This cannot be stacked, but it can be canceled. So this is very similar to the Zenkai Kale, where she gets a damage buff, or in this case, Whis gets a damage buff. But if you're facing a Super Gogeta, they pop a green, wipe your buffs. Any unit that wipes buffs, then you'll lose these buffs, but you'll get them back when you swap Whis out and then swap them back in later. He'll reduce damage received by 40%. This also cannot be stacked. So again, if your buffs are wiped, you'll lose these. And then he gives minus 5 to strike and blast arts costs for 15 timer counts. So, it's cheaper for you. And then his other unique is an Angel's Blessing. Applies the following effects to allies when this character is switched to standby. Again, this is more of his support, aspect. He'll restore ki by 25. Always nice to have more ki when you're swapping someone new in. Also, if you're running him with Kaioken, because that's, big time unit that you're probably running. Kaioken already gives you ki, so this gives you even more ki. Like, it's just a lot of ki going on there with that swap from Whis to Kaioken. You'll get plus 15% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, and plus 50% to ki recovery for 15 timer counts. So, this is, of course, to the unit, your ally. You swap Whis out, and whoever you swap in gets these, buffs. Apply the following effects to enemy every time when faced with an enemy. So, this means when Whis is in battle, every time they switch to a different enemy unit, you're going to reduce their ki by 25, and then you're also going to inflict an attribute downgrade of minus 1 arts card draw level, or draw speed level for 15 timer counts. So if you're comboing them and they try and cover change, and then Whis nullifies the cover change with his ability I mentioned before, the reduction in ki isn't that big of a deal, because they'll probably just get it back in your combo. But if they're comboing you, like say they have a green unit and they catch your Whis in a combo, they're probably going to switch to a yellow unit. That would just, be the logical choice for them to make. Then you'll reduce the ki by 25, which will hurt their combo. And then you'll also make it so they draw less cards, that's the bigger part of this, because that's very nice. And then also, you'll restore your own vanishing gauge by 50% when an enemy switches character while this character is on the battlefield. And this activates 5 whole times. 50% of your vanishing gauge. So, say you vanish, you maybe get a perfect vanish, or you made them vanish first and then you vanish their attack, and you begin your combo with Whis. If they swap in another character, you're going to get 50% of your gauge back. So you could easily get your vanish gauge back by the time your combo's over, if you're floating forward, sidestepping, and then attacking. And so just like how Kaioken, you can combo someone, and while you're comboing them, you can charge up ki with Kaioken to get his vanish gauge back. with Whis, if they swap someone in, you could easily have Whis, start multiple combos simply by, getting his Vanishing Gauge back and being able to vanish future attacks. His are just normal strike, normal blast. His blue, an Angel's Touch, deals massive impact damage. You'll reduce enemy ki by 70 on hit, which is a lot of ki. And he has blast armor because it's one where you fly forward. He has a special skill, an Angel's Teaching, applies the following effects to self upon activation. You restore your own health by 10, plus 20% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. And you'll apply the following effect to enemy on hit, because as you can see here by the little chart, this is another one where you fly forward into them. And so when you hit the enemy, you'll obscure all their cards for 10 timer counts, which obscure is a new ability that Whis is the first character in Legends to have. And what it is all cards are turned face down for the effect duration and their position are shuffled. So for 10 timer counts, your opponent's cards are going to flip and then be shuffled. So just because they flip over and you can't see what card they are, because it just looks gray. I'll probably have the clip on screen here. But they flip over and then they shuffle. So even if you knew there was a strike card on your far right card, it's been shuffled. That may not be a strike card now. You could press it. It could end up being a blue, a green, a blast. Literally, it could be any of the other cards you had in your hand. So this ability actually sounds pretty annoying to deal with because now you don't know. Like if you're comboing someone and your unit doesn't have, Whis hits you with this and then you try and, combo them. If your unit doesn't have cover nullification and you're fighting someone and maybe you click a card thinking it's a blast and ends up being a strike and they strike cover change you, that's really annoying. So this could be super annoying. We'll have to see, how well it actually works out in game and, in practice, but this sounds super annoying. And also his green will inflict a plus 10 to strike arts cost for 15 timer counts. So he has no ultimate. That's just his ability. He only buffs God Ki. So plus 30 to special move inflicted by tag God Ki and plus 35% to tag God Ki based strike and blast defense. I felt like with Whis, maybe they should have bumped this up a little bit, this percentage, purely because it's only God Ki that he's buffing. No other tags. Whis is pure God Ki. So interesting, but Whis is a support unit. Sounds like he could be very annoying to face, and like he can, do some big stuff to help out the team with giving more ki. He can nullify for his own self. So when you're comboing, they try and switch. As I mentioned, man, Whis is sounding interesting. The other character that I know lots of people are excited about is Golden Frieza, especially Gresh. Gresh is super excited. And Ham. I know Ham is absolutely going wild over this. But for Frieza, these are his stats. Level, 14 stars, level 5,000. You can see that his strike attack 250, blast 251, strike defense 165, blast defense 162. He's pretty overall well, balanced, even in all the categories. He's slightly leaning towards blast attack, and I'd say his kit also proves that. And the fact that he's a range type, which you can see here. He's a range type, so, that's kind of how Universe Survival Saga seems to be, lending itself right now. A lot of range type units, but all the range type units on Universe Survival Saga have very good strike attack as well. Because Ultra Kaioken has good strike attack. Jiren has better strike attack than blast attack, I'm pretty sure. Even UI Goku has good strike attack, even though he's technically a range type unit. So, interesting to see. His main ability, I'm going to savor this for just a little while longer. He'll restore his own health by 30 and ki by 20, which, great. I couldn't wait for more LOE units to restore health. It's just great. I'm loving this game. You'll destroy all of your own cards and randomly draw 4 new ones, so effectively it resets your hand. If maybe you have a hand you're not feeling good about, you can hit that reset button with a main. You'll apply the buff effect, nullify enemy special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 10 timer counts. So not nearly as long as how Whis has it for a whole 60 counts, which is a good chunk of the battle, to be honest. Frieza only gets it for 10, but that is really nice. It's similar to how Ultra Kaioken also nullifies cover change after he pops his main. So that is nice if, like, maybe, your only cards left are strikes and they have strike cover change and you don't want to play the whole, are they going to, try and swap and cover change me and I have to drop game? You can just activate that and let them fly anyway. You'll cancel your own attribute downgrades of normal conditions, and you'll also cancel enemy buff effects. Ones that are cancelable. Of course, you can't cancel the uncancelable buffs. They haven't added that feature yet. I'm sure, honestly, it'll probably come at some point. But that's Frieza's main ability. His first unique, an Emperor's True Power, applies the following effects to self when the battle starts. You'll get plus 90% damage inflicted, cannot be canceled. As you can see, all of these can't be canceled, I'm about to read. He'll get plus 20% blast damage inflicted, reduces damage received by 50%. He will increase arts card draw speed by 1 level, and he'll also give -5 to special or to blast and special moves arts costs. So that's some huge stuff there. Damage inflicted, as you can see, more to blast damage because he is a range type unit, and then reduces damage received by 50%. Card draw speed is super nice, and also -5 is, you know, it helps you have longer combos because you have more ki because cards cost less. He will also apply the following effects to self every time an arts card is drawn while this character is on the battlefield. He'll restore his own health by 2% every time you get a new card. He'll restore his ki by 10 every time you get a new card. He will then give plus 10% damage inflicted. This can activate up to 6 times to a total of 60. It's 10 times 6. And it can't be canceled. So as you can see here, 6 times, because I'm going to assume that Frieza will probably draw at least 6 arts cards while he's on the battlefield. That's 60 and 90. That's 150 to damage inflicted right there that cannot be canceled. And then he'll also give plus 10% to special move damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. So Frieza's honestly looking very spicy, and LOE is seeming way too good. LOE is seeming like an absolute mad lad team now, and I already hate it. I truly hate like yellow, blue LOE. I despise facing that team so much because it's got endurance and a revival, and then full power Frieza nullifies endurance with his rushes, which is super annoying. And so now they're getting another unit that is just sounding diabolical. It's not going to be fun. His other main ability here, though, is a dangerous ally. Inflict all enemy tags Saiyan with attribute downgrade plus 20 to all arts costs for 10 timer counts when the battle starts. So that's super annoying, especially, you know, since most teams people run have Saiyans on them in some form, whether it's a Goku, a Vegeta, a Gogeta, a Vegito, a Kefla, a Caulifla. There's a whole lot of Saiyans in this game. So for 10 timer counts, it's going to be real expensive. Basically, the start of the battle, you may not want to start with a Saiyan, which is tough, especially if, you know, I'm running Ultra Kaioken right now. Love starting the battle with him since he locks your opponent's strike cards. For 10 timer counts, it's going to be brutal. This freeze is really going to be annoying. The following effects occur upon landing a Blast Arts hit. Reduce next damage sustained by 20%. This cannot be stacked and applies until enemy combo is finished. So when you use a blast attack at some point during your combo, eventually whenever they get back at you, you're going to reduce damage sustained, you know, by 20. You'll nullify unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 counts. So this seems like it may not be that, you know, useful because you have to land a blast arts. So if you land a blast arts and say that's like the end of your combo, I think the main purpose of this is for, actually, now I'm thinking about it, the main purpose of this ability is they have blast armor and fly through your blast attack, because you're landing a blast arts. It's just you're getting comboed because they have blast armor. Now against, you know, Ultra Gogeta, this isn't that great because you already have, you know, element advantage, so nullifying unfavorable element factors isn't that big. But against Jiren, LF full power Jiren, this is big because he has blast armor, he can fly through, and so nullifying that unfavorable element factors for 5 counts could actually be great in keeping your Frieza alive when Jiren just flies through your blast attack, if that's, you know, how you try and start a combo. So I think that's the main purpose of that, because otherwise it seems a bit hard to hit them with a blast attack to end your combo and then, you know, have them attack within the 5 timer counts and have it be really useful. I think this is like almost directly in mind for purple units. I think this is directly in mind for Jiren, quite honestly, because he's got blast armor, he's a purple unit, and this just seems like it's for blast armor. He'll also inflict enemies with attribute downgrade plus 60 to all arts costs for 3 timer counts when you land a blast. So again, this whole thing of them flying with blast armor, Jiren, I'll use Jiren again. You fly through with Jiren against their blast armor. 1, he's reduced his damage sustained, so he's already taking less damage. He'll nullify unfavorable element factors, so now Jiren's purple advantage isn't working. And then it's also plus 60 to all arts costs. You can use like a card. You can use like 1 card. And so flying through this guy's blast attacks, really not a good idea. You know, for any unit, it's just not a good idea. The following effects occur after enemy attack is over. You'll restore 30% of damage received, up to 30% of your own health. I think this is actually the same number as the green Kefla. So, you know how green Kefla, after a combo ends, assuming you don't kill her on that, she will restore, you know, health. You'll reduce enemy Dragon Balls by 1. This activates twice. So, Eloise getting more Dragon Ball reduction because they didn't have enough. They couldn't keep you from rushing enough. And then you'll randomly destroy one enemy card. This activates 4 times. Frieza's actually sounding incredibly spicy here. I'm not even going to lie. But again, you have 4 months to try and get him. So unless you're trying, you know, you're a big LOE fan or something, you want to run him right away, you can save that CC. Especially if you're free to play, save that CC because you have so much time. Now, he does have some nice abilities here. He has his strike inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10% to damage received for 15 timer counts. His blast has anti-blast armor, so 150% to blast damage inflicted against enemy's armor. So he's doing extra damage, and then he's applying these 3 things when you fly through his blast attacks. Flying through his blast attacks just it's an awful idea. It truly is. It's like not good. You're not starting a combo really at all because he's hitting you with all these massive debuffs and then dealing more damage. His special move, his blue card, Great Death Beam, deals massive pierce damage, nullifies own unfavorable element factors for 3 timer counts upon activation. Very similar, I think it might be exactly the same as the LF Goku Black. His, of course, you can just fire it at yellows, and it deals the same damage because you nullify unfavorable element factors. It also has an 100% chance to inflict extreme bleed on hit. So this Frieza is truly, like, the more I go through here reading here, I've already read through this before, but, like, just reading through it again, just truly hits home on how good this Frieza might be. His green Death Beam Feint, I say might be because I always like to actually see the unit in practice before I go out and confirm, you know, and have the statement, this unit's great. I just like to see how they actually play in battle. You can tell by reading their kits, but still, it's nice to actually use them and get a feel for them. That's at least how I feel personally about units. His green card, though, Death Beam Feint, applies the fine effects to self upon activation. As you can see, it's one where you fly forward. He does have blast armor. You'll restore ki by 40. You will give plus 20% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. The fine effects occur on hit. You will draw a special moves arts card next. This happens 1 time, so the first time. You will get a 100% chance to inflict heavy bleed, and you will cancel enemy attribute upgrades. This activates 2 times. So this Frieza is looking really good. You could run this Frieza. I think the best team for Universe Survival Saga now would probably be running Ultra Kaioken, Jiren, and this green Frieza. Because they're all range type units. I think, what cards does he hold? Okay, so he holds... Oh, he holds a Blast Bleed card. Wow, Blast card with a bleed effect. 100% chance. That's actually really nice. I believe Jiren, Kaioken, and Frieza all hold Strike and Blasts, which none of them holding double Blast is kind of, you know, annoying because that doesn't, you know, you get more Blast cards than in the match. But still, I think running those 3 would be a great kind of trio. Then you can have like Bergamo on the bench for health. You could run 17 and 18 on the bench because they have 17 has double buff for attack, strike, and blast. And then 18 has double buff for defense, strike, and blast. Or you could run Topo on the bench. You could, you know, play around with it, see what works best for you, depending on your units, your star totals, and that stuff. But there's a lot of blast stuff going on here. And then his abilities, this is at 14 star, this is at 6 star. But you can see, maxed out, he gives plus 3% to blast arts damage inflicted by Universe Survival Saga. So again, you're gonna want to be blast focused. It's only 3%, but it's still nice. And then plus 35% to tag LOE or Universe Survival Saga, base blast attack, and strike defense. So you can see the stars lining up. I mean, if we click on Kaioken here, just to kind of run you through the team, because you're going to be running, unless you're running Frieza on LOE, which, you know, that's your own thing. But with Kaioken, you can see plus 42% to base strike and blast defense. Kaioken has double defense here with his Universe Survival Saga buffs. And then Jiren, full powered Jiren, because Whis is not tournament or Universe Survival Saga. So I doubt you're really going to want to run Whis, you know, on a Universe Survival Saga team, because you have to put him in the leader slot. But Jiren also has, you know, this is 14 star, but blast attack and strike defense. So blast attack is what you're going to want to focus on for Universe Survival Saga, it seems. It seems they're a range type team, and this Frieza really makes a big difference because Blast's biggest problem, of course, is that there's a lot of units with blast armor that can just fly through blast and start their combo like it didn't matter. Frieza, you truly cannot do that against him because of all the debuffs and things he gives you with this dangerous ally ability. Like, these are nutty. Frieza's pretty nutty. So, I hope this helps you guys out. Again, I just want to put this home. If you're free to play and you're probably going to want to summon for 2nd anniversary, save. Just do the dailies, just save. If not, I wouldn't say it's an awful idea to summon for these units, because Frieza honestly seems like he's going to be really good. I hope he actually is when we get him in practice. I don't see why he wouldn't be, but again, I always like to hold on to that until we actually get to use him in battle, which we can tonight. And Whis seems like he'll be very annoying. Like Whis, which is what you want from a support type unit. You want to be annoying. I know some people have been saying they may prefer to run Vados over Whis instead, which, you know, fair. They do different things. Vados is also annoying because she destroys cards, and, you know, with her cover change, and then reduces sub count, reduces enemy key, all the annoying things Vados does. But Whis' obscure ability seems like it could be super annoying because your opponent doesn't really know how to start their combo. Because assuming you end your combo with a Whis green, they're just sitting there with a bunch of mystery cards, not knowing, you know, what they click, what it's gonna do. Which, not having information, that's a big problem in battle. That's a big, not knowing what's about to happen in battle. That's not what you want. So yeah, I could see Whis being very annoying, and I can see Frieza being very good, especially if you're running him on Universe Survival Saga. Because with Universe Survival Saga now, you have Kaioken, who's godly. Everyone knows this. Frieza, who's looking like he's going to be very good and annoying, especially with all this bleeding he's doing. And then Jiren has Endurance, which works against everyone that isn't full power Frieza. And I guess if they're running Goku Black, because he nullifies Endurance on hit too. But there's also the 2 hits, the 2 sparking hits nullify Endurance on Rush or just any attack they do. But people don't run them. People don't run the hits. So that's gonna do it for me, though. Let me know, are you going to be summoning on this banner? Are you hyped? I'm hyped for Frieza from a PvP standpoint, that I want to run him on my Universe Survival Saga team. And I'm hyped for Whis because I love Whis as a character. He's hilarious, and I'm glad he got a sparking. So let me know if you're summoning in the comments down below. Let me know if you think these 2 units are going to be good. I hope this video was informational, insightful, helps you make decisions, helps you, you know, decide if you want to summon or not for them. If there's anything else you feel I can add in these videos, always feel free to let me know how I can improve in the comments. Love hearing what I could do better. But that's going to do it for me. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day, staying happy and healthy out there, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.